ubiquitous Doug Fleming, Student Bar Association President. It falls to Doug to present the Student's Choice for the Robert Childress Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence. Doug.
You look really good in black, let me just tell you. That's very nice. This year, I was fortunate enough to serve as president of the Student Bar Association, and for that I'd like to thank my fellow students and the faculty administration for allowing me the opportunity to serve. I think we got a lot accomplished, and I think we had a little fun too. But I'm up here to announce this year's winner of the Robert Childress Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence. The Childress Award honors the memory of Robert Childress, who joined the faculty in 1968 and served as a member of the faculty until his death at 42 in 1976. Professor Childress is remembered most for the quality of his teaching and his interest in the intellectual development of his students. The Childress Award was established by the Student Bar Association in 1978 and has been won in the past by Irvin Gordon, class of 1947, Vance Kirby, James Haddad, class of 67, most recently he won it last year, Richard Spidell, LLM, 1958, Len Rabinowitz, Clinton Francis, Dennis Verrazano, Stephen Presser, Martin Reddish, Larry Marshall, Linda Hirschman, and of course, John Flom. The nominees for this year's Childress Award were Bill Elwin, Meade Emery, Kathy Morris, Mark Grady, Jane Larson, Vic Rosenblum, Joyce Hughes, and however, the winner this year was of this year's award for teaching excellence was Gary Lawson. Gary joined the faculty in 1988 and teaches courses in administrative law and property. He was praised by his students for his teaching ability, his accessibility, and his interest in the work both inside and outside the classroom. Now, I can't say much about Gary Lawson because I never had him as a professor, but I've heard wonderful things about him. I can also say a lot of things about him right now because he's not here today. But I won't. He's planning his wedding. He's about to get married next week. So we wish him the best of luck in that. One of the nominators, though, did describe Lawson as an intellectual lodestar, a superb teacher, able to explain some of the most challenging subjects in the law. And because Professor Lawson cannot be here today, Professor Len Rabinowitz will present the Wigmore Key. Len is also a past winner of the Childress Award. Len?
Before talking about this year's Wigmore Key recipient, I would like to ask you to acknowledge the nominees. Each has made significant contributions to our community, and I would like each of them to stand as I read his or her name. Please hold your applause until I've read all of their names. This year's nominees for the Wigmore Key are Mark Bradley, Douglas Fleming, Scott Hofelder, Patrick Kelleher, Laura Lane, Adam Levitt, Sarah Love, Kathleen Michon, Roy Mosley, Stephen Paffrath, Edward Pelican, Scott Nalibo, and Lynn Chalette. This year's first among equals, Laura Lane.
I'd just like to say thank you to my classmates, the class of 1993. The unique and wonderful makeup of this class has made working with all of you a tremendous pleasure, and it's made, especially the people in the SBA committee, just extremely happy to be serving all of you. Have a wonderful graduation, and see you guys at the next reunion. Bye-bye.
David Stagman, and it's my pleasure to introduce him to you. David?
I noticed you said the word "few" twice. This is my mom's idea. I did this for a lot of classes too, so. This is my speech in an effort to emulate my law career. I didn't write my own speech. I borrowed an outline from 5 years ago. It's written on about 5 different pages with like one cogent thought on each page. I'll be doing a lot of flipping around, just like you usually see me in the test, you know, and just whatever. Also, if my classmates would please do me the great kindness of telling me just by signaling or whatever if anybody around me is falling asleep during my speech. I suspect, or I assume, that this class speaker honor, which my class has bestowed upon me, originated with the valedictorian, where there was some premise that the person who achieved the highest GPA was therefore able to impart some words of wisdom to their classmates. This is a radical departure from that principle. I'd like to share one little example of that so that the friends and family will understand. This is from my first year contracts class. The dialogue is between Professor Feynman and myself. I have just arrived at class 5 minutes late, and he is asking me about a case that the class is studying, and he says, "David?" I say, "What page?" "John?" John was sitting next to me. I learned in law school that the answer is rarely on any given page, and so that's when I really stopped doing the reading. This is really a great honor. Thank you very much. I must be honest, I think everyone should be. First of all, note that the faculty had nothing to do with this selection, although they didn't trump it, so that's, but I also, I wanted to say, in all honesty, there were a lot of nominees. I'm sure we all split the vote, so I know only about 1 in 6 of you actually did vote for me, I think, when it finally worked out. So I'm not assuming every one of you wants to hear me, and therefore I'll try to keep this going fairly briefly.